Alright. So is everyone here? Okay, so hi everyone, welcome to join our talk today. Thank you for your time to attend our KeyCom Stop Television talk this afternoon. It's 2 p.m. right now, so I believe all of you have a lunch, right? But in case you haven't, just bring along your lunch and have it in front of the screen. So before I move on, do turn on your camera for an interactive session with the background that we have sent you in the chat earlier. Also, a reminder for everyone to remain muted throughout the sessions. And if you have any questions, you may ask during the Q&A session later, or maybe just type in the chat box. Well, next, just let me introduce myself. My name is Joey, the moderator of today. Alright, so first we introduce the next speaker. First of all, our charming speaker Chow On, our pretty speaker Shifa, next our cute Ribbon, and last but not least, our handsome Ali. So after introducing everyone, it's time to introducing what we will be covering today. So our theme is Keep Calm, Stop Pollution. Next. So our content list for today is, first of all, the introduction of what is pollution. So first of all, we'll introduce to you what is water pollution, and next we will know what is the effect of the water pollution to the society. When we know what is the pollution and what is the effect of the pollution, here comes the role of civil engineer to solve all these issues. Then we will go to the role of government sector and also private sector to solve the issue too. After all this, there will be a Q&A session for everyone to ask any question that you want. Remember, it has to be related to our topic, yeah? Who knows, some of you would like to know our phone number. Just kidding. Alright, not wasting more time. Before we move on to the first speaker, can we have a short photography session with everyone? So now let's turn on your camera to show your pretty and handsome faces. Maybe you can stop sharing the screen so that we can see everyone's faces.
Actually, you can unpin the screen.
Can everyone just turn on your camera? Just a short session.
Kejap.
Remember to change your background to what we have sent in the chat, in the WhatsApp group just now.
这样，我现在看见了。你们现在是，当然，现在有。对啊。啊，拍照。对。
Alright, so I see some of you have turned on your camera. We will have a short photo first. Okay, so everyone do show your brightest smile. It's a 3, 2, and 1. Right, just let me see. Okay, one more with freestyles. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Thank you, everyone. But you can remain to turn on your camera. Show your pretty and handsome face. Don't be shy. Alright. So, okay, thank you, everyone. If possible, just turn on your camera, yeah? So now I'll pass the floor to our very first speaker, Joan, to talk about what is water pollution. Joan, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you for the moderator, Joey. So, a very good day to all participants. My name is Chow On. Today, I'm very honored to have a chance sharing some of the information or knowledge regarding to the water pollution. So, next. So, what is water pollution? Water pollution is defined as pollutants contaminate water sources and make the water unsafe for use in drinking, cooking, cleaning, swimming, and other activities. Chemicals, garbage, germs, and parasites are examples of pollutants. Water is eventually contaminated by all types of pollutions. So, what are the causes of water pollution? The causes of water pollution can be divided into naturally formed pollution or man-made pollutions. So, the example of naturally formed water pollution is the natural resources like mercury filters from the Earth's crust and polluting oceans, rivers, lakes, canals, and reservoirs. So, for the man-made water pollution is mostly caused by the human activity such as global warming, deforestation, industry, agriculture and livestock farming, rubbish and fecal water dumping, maritime traffic, and fuel spillage. So then, I would like to share some of the news about the water pollution that happens in Malaysia. So from the first image, we can notice that the water pollution happening in the Labuan Sabah has affected more than 17,000 people in 25 villages because of the water supply disruptions. This is due to their main source of water, Padas River in Beaufort, Sabah, is being polluted. This resulted in the Lava Gandong water treatment plant being shut down. So the news following is we can see is the water pollution that occur in Selangor. We can see that hundreds of thousands of people in 4 districts in Klang Valley, which is the most densely polluted district in Malaysia, has affected by water supply cuts due to a river pollution incident. So a total of 300,000 plus consumer accounts from the Petaling, Hulu Langat, Kuala Langat, and Sepang district were affected on Sunday after 2 water treatment plants were shut down due to the detection of pollution in Sungai Semelia, the raw water source for the plants. So for the third image, we can see that the news shows the pollution regarding rivers ecological is that. So the summary of this news is the this news shows that the human activity has increased with the lifting of COVID-19 restrictions and result in pollution level at rivers rising to alarming levels. So the University Malaysia Terengganu Faculty of Science and Marine Environments Associate Professor Dr. Ong Wing Chuan say Environment Department's figures show that 195 rivers in Malaysia were slightly polluted while 34 others were considered ecological deaths as last year. The reason that I share all of this news is to prove that the water pollution is a serious issue that happens in Malaysia and not just a bluff. So next. After that, I want to highlight some of the types of water pollutions that we can find in Malaysia. First is the chemical pollution. Second is groundwater pollution. Third is microbiological pollution. Fourth is nutrient pollution. Fifth is thermal pollution. And lastly is the surface water pollution. So, what is chemical pollution? Chemical pollution is the most common types of water pollution in Malaysia. It can come from industries such as oil refiners, paper factories, chemical factories, and individuals. These industries use chemicals like carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and organic volatiles, which can pollute the river. Besides the mentioned the chemicals also can come from the metals and solvents in industry operations. Lastly, the fertilizer and pesticides in the agriculture industry to chemicals used in pest control companies also one of the factor that the chemical pollution is keep happening. Second is the groundwater pollution. Groundwater pollution is formed from falling rain and sinks deep into the earth and filling the cracks, sewers, and porous space of an aquifer. The groundwater has served as some of the people's only supply of fresh water in their rural areas. The groundwater can be polluted when the crops, fertilizers, and pesticides which leach into the earth and damage the underground rivers and waterbeds. Next is the microbiological pollution. Microbiological pollution is a naturally occurring water pollution. It comes from microorganisms such as bacteria, virus, and protozoa that can cause a waterborne disease such as cholera. The direct disposition of the waste in the water and runoff from areas with high concentration of animals is the source of microbiological pollutions happen. So this type of pollution is common in areas where people drink untreated water. So humans are most susceptible to this kind of pollution in places when they accidentally drink or use it for daily activity purpose. Number 4 is the nutrient pollution. Nutrient pollution is the process where too many nutrients, mainly nitrogen and phosphorus, are added to the bodies of water. This chemical substance will act like a fertilizer, causing the excessive growth of algae. So the excessive growth of algae can cause the low levels of oxygen dissolved in the water. Algae growth can also block the light that is needed for the plants such as seagrass to grow. So when the algae and seagrass die, they can decay and cause a low levels of dissolved oxygen in the water. So the nutrient pollution can cause the imbalance of the water-based ecosystem and has an effect for the aquatic lives in the water. Fifth is the thermal pollution. So heat is also considered a type of water pollution as it reduces the ability of water to hold the dissolved oxygen. The principle behind it is the temperature of the water increase, the level of dissolved oxygen will decrease. Thermal pollution also increases the rate of water metabolism in fish and damage the larvae and eggs in river. So the main sources of the thermal pollution comes from power plants which discharging cooling water into rivers. So this kind of pollution will cause the global warming to our environment. Lastly is the surface water pollution. Surface water refers to all bodies of water above the earth or surface such as oceans, lakes, and rivers. Any hazardous substance that comes into contact with surface water is called surface water pollution. So it can be divided into 3 ways to happen. First is naturally, which is caused by the flooding or tsunamis that pick up the pesticides rubbish, and other contaminates. Second is the accidentally. This is caused by the oil splits from ship or agricultural runoff. Number third is the intentionally. Some of the industry will dumping the waste directly into the waterways and causing the pollutions. So this all my sharing. Thank you for sparing times to listen my sharings. I will pass it to the next presenter. Thank you.
Oh wow! So now we know so much of type of water pollution in this society. Usually, I just thought that water pollution is just only normal water pollution where people just dump rubbish inside the water, and that is what we call water pollution. I didn't know that it's like chemical water pollution. There's also thermal water pollution. Okay, so now we know what is water pollution and what is the type of the water pollution. But what is the effect of the water pollution to society? So if you'd like to invite Shifa to be the next speaker to talk about what is the effect of water pollution to the society. Okay, Shifa, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Joy, for pass talk to me. Okay, next slide. Okay, hello everyone. I will tell to you guys the effect of water pollution towards the society. The effect is the human health. Human can get diarrhea, cause the person's loss of water and lead to the dehydration. In some cases, it will lead to death. The other example of bad health that human can get is cholera. This because cholera can infect your intestine because it have vibrio cholera bacteria. Second, domestic use. This because increased cost of wastewater treatment. More dirty of our water, more costly price for treat it. Example, in Malaysia, we use a dissolved air filtration system. This system is very pricey system because it need a lot of money to build it and need a lot of money to take care of the system. Okay, third is a social value and tourism. Okay, the tourists will come to Malaysia and do activity recreation, example swimming. If they see our water is have a water pollution, so it can give a bad feedback to them. The last is agriculture and productivity. It will cause damage to crops and affect also the human health. Okay, this is because people will supply the agriculture productivity to the buyers and buyers will buy the agriculture productivity. So if they are back to home and they eat the agriculture productivity, so it can also affect the human health. Okay, that's all for me. I will pass the talk to the next person.
Okay, so now we know what is the effect that brings up to society and how bad it is the water pollution towards society. So the next speaker will be me. Yeah, so I'll be talking about the role of civil engineering in water pollution. So alright. First of all, do you know what is civil engineering? Next. So civil engineering is an improvement of civil society to meet the basic needs of the human and also the society to improve the living standard. Civil engineering has improved the infrastructure and also common utilities which make the society life better and also easier. So next, we know about civil engineering. So what about civil engineer? Are they both the same thing? The answer is no. Civil engineer and civil engineering is both a different thing. Civil engineer is the practitioner of civil engineering who is highly trained professionals that will work with others on projects such as construction, water treatment, and so on. As we all know, there are many types of engineers such as mechanical, chemical, civil, electrical, and so many on. So under civil engineering, there are also different branches of civil engineering. Next. So for example, we do have structural engineering, surveying engineering, geotechnical engineering, and also environmental engineering. So of course there are a lot more, but then these four are just some of the example of the civil engineering. So what is structural engineering actually? The structural engineering is the one that do the planning, implementation, controlling, and evaluate the construction project. And moving on to surveying engineering is the one that we usually see at the roadside. They are the one that assess and also record the details of the area of the land. And next is the geotechnical engineering. They are the one to do the soil testing before any constructions so that we can know the profile of the soil before we do any construction to build any building on the soil. And last but not least, which is the environmental engineering. So the environmental engineering is the one that they will do testing about the environment and they will improve recycling, waste disposal, public health, and also water and air pollution. So more or less it's about the environment and how they improve the environment. Okay, so now we have know the type of engineer and also what is their role as an engineer. And next will be know what is the role of them and what is the way that they will do to solve the water pollution. Next. So first of all, I will talk about the agriculture irrigation technology. So what is agriculture irrigation technology? It is the implement of a smart farm technology that will prevent communities from depleting clean water. So preserving water becomes critically important in time of droughts because community must balance the agricultural needs with the broader public needs such as potable water for consumption or water for cooling industrial system. So civil engineers are currently implementing smart farm technology. This will be preventing the communities from depleting their clean water resources by monitoring the soil moisture level, and using the data that is collected to determine exactly how much water should be allocated to the field and also preventing the waste. Okay, and then other than all this technology, we do also have wastewater treatment. As mentioned earlier, the environmental engineer are the one that in charge of the wastewater treatment. So wastewater were treated before releasing to the river or the sea to eliminate harmful bacteria, chemicals, or toxins found in sewage. So there are a few types of wastewater treatment, which is physical water treatment, chemical water treatment, and also biological wastewater treatment. They use engineering technology to progress to point where wastewater can be converted into clean water, which is suitable to discharge back into the environment. So this will reduce the pollution that will affect the society. The technology of civil engineering has progressively gotten more efficient, and the process of converting wastewater into clean water can be divided into the three categories that I mentioned just now. And moving on to the next one will be the modeling and critical analysis. So this is to analyze the life cycle of chemical factories to identify the emission that will harm the environment. Sorry. So over here, right, so as we can see, this is the analysis to undergo where the environmental engineering will go to the factories, the chemical factories, to analyze, they will audit how the way that they do wastewater treatment. Is it okay to are they fulfilling the requirement of the audit, or they are not fulfilling the requirement of audit? If they do fulfill, then it is good to go. But if they don't, they have to do some changes to change their ways and also the life cycle of the chemical factories to know how they the better treatment of the wastewater. And last but not least is the desalination. So desalination is the treating saline water through desalination to produce clean water so that it is safe for people to use and also to drink. So this is a way to it's a one of the technology and process to engineer to produce clean and also drinkable water. This is treating the saline water, which does not purify saltwater source from the ocean. The process is also viable as option to treat groundwater that has an unhealthy concentration of salt, also sediment. As a new technologies are developed, the desalination can become one of the affordable solutions for those who live in freshwater scarce regions, from solar desalination to vapor compression distillation facilities. So desalination plants of varying complexity will partly used across the world. So this is the natural process of producing brain human orchestrated desalination has also been used to remove salt from water for thousands of years. So this is the simplest form of desalination, involves distilled water by converting the steam and coagulating the vapor. Yep, so these are one of the four ways to solve the water pollution. And moving on, we will know to the next one will be the government and also private sector will be presented by Urivan and also Ali. So next, Urivan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Speaker Joey. So, hi everyone. My name is Urivan. Right now, I'm going to share about government sector in water management. The first one is the Department of Environment, which short form is DOE. It is responsible for the coordination of all activities relating to the discharges of waste and the prevention and control of pollution. Its vision is to achieve environmental conservation for the welfare of the people, and the mission is to ensure sustainable development inside the process of advancing the country. Department of Environment has established Dasar Alam Sekitar Negara (DASN) to continue economic, social and cultural progress, as well as improve the quality of life of Malaysians through environmental well-being and sustainable development. The purpose of DASN is to achieve a clean, safe, healthy and productive environment for present and future generations. The second purpose is conservation of a unique and diverse culture and natural heritage with the effective participation of all sectors of society. And the third is to achieve lifestyle consumption patterns and sustainable production. There are 8 principles under the DASN to harmonize the goals of economic development with the importance of the environment, namely environmental monitoring, conservation of resilience and diversity of nature, continuous improvement of environmental quality, sustainable use of natural resources, integrated decision-making, the role of the private sector, commitment and accountability, and last but not least, active participation in the international community. DASN aims to integrate environmental considerations into development activities and related decision-making processes, foster long-term economic growth and human progress, and to protect and improve the environment. It complements and adds to the environmental dimension contained in other national policies such as forestry and industrial policy, and also takes into account international convention of universal importance. Now I will show the corporate video of the Department of Environmental.
快点。这种工人呢？
Dekad demi dekad,
我快要40。不够人。
dekad demi dekad, kemajuan Malaysia semakin pesat, mekar dan megah melatari setiap lanskap bumi bertuah. Pembangunan ini turut diserikan dengan warna segar flora dan fauna atas kesedaran keperluan simbiosis antara kemajuan insan dan keperluan pemeliharaan alam kita. Walaupun kelestarian alam biasa dijadikan agenda utama dalam perancangan pembangunan negara, namun masih ada pihak yang kurang peka terhadap perlindungan alam sekitar. Asap hitam mencemarkan udara, sungai dikotori dengan sisa air buangan, dan pelupusan haram sisa toksik mencemarkan tanah panik. Akibat daripada tangan-tangan manusia yang bagus atas nama kemajuan. Sebagai bukti iltizam kerajaan dalam memelihara alam sekitar, Akta Kualiti Alam Sekeliling 1974 telah digubah. Maka lahirlah Jabatan Alam Sekitar sebagai pendukung utama visi dan misi yang melestarikan alam, manusia dan negara. Jabatan Alam Sekitar komited dalam menjalankan fungsi teras seperti yang diatur di dalam akta serta melaksanakan aplikasi terhadap perjanjian dan konvensyen, juga memantapkan hubungan kerjasama di peringkat serantau dan antarabangsa. Fungsi ini dilaksanakan oleh lebih 4 pejabat Jabatan Alam Sekitar yang terdiri daripada ibu pejabat, pejabat negeri dan cawangan di seluruh negara. Peranan Jabatan Alam Sekitar diperkukuhkan melalui penugasan dan pengurusan kualiti alam sekeliling yang berperanan sebagai badan penasihat kepada kerajaan isu alam sekitar. Dengan semangat dan iltizam ini, warga Jabatan Alam Sekitar peringkat sentiasa mengamalkan nilai-nilai integriti dalam menjalankan tugas-tugas yang diamanahkan. Dengan aspek diperuntukkan, Jabatan Alam Sekitar memainkan peranan penting dalam penguasaan kualiti alam sekitar. Penguasaan punca pencemaran dan perancangan pembangunan yang meliputi 3 bidang utama, iaitu kawalan
Sorry for the slow internet. Wait, I will show you the video.
Very sorry for the technical issue. Just a moment, then we will show you the video that Favor was trying to share just now. Alright, just a moment, yeah? At the meantime, do you guys have any questions regarding to the talk just now? Or you guys want to concentrate it to later on during the Q&A sessions? Okay, I think it is solving already the video. Okay, let me just send it. wait for Q&A session. Yeah, sure.
Dekad demi dekad, kemajuan Malaysia semakin pesat, mekar dan megah melatari setiap lanskap bumi bertuah. Pembangunan ini turut diserikan dengan warna segar flora dan fauna atas kesedaran keperluan simbiosis antara kemajuan insan dan keperluan pemeliharaan alam sekitar. Walaupun kelestarian alam sentiasa dijadikan agenda utama dalam perancangan pembangunan negara, namun masih ada pihak yang kurang peka terhadap perlindungan alam sekitar. Asap hitam mencemarkan udara, sungai dikotori dengan sisa air buangan dan pelupusan haram sisa toksik mencemarkan tanah tanik akibat daripada tangan-tangan manusia yang rakus atas nama kemajuan. Sebagai bukti iltizam kerajaan dalam memelihara alam sekitar, Akta Kualiti Alam Sekeliling 1974 telah digubah. Maka lahirlah Jabatan Alam Sekitar sebagai pendukung utama visi dan misi yang melestarikan alam, manusia dan negara. Jabatan Alam Sekitar komited dalam menjalankan fungsi teras seperti yang termaktub di dalam akta serta melaksanakan obligasi terhadap perjanjian dan konvensyen, juga memantapkan hubungan kerjasama di peringkat serantau dan antarabangsa. Fungsi ini dilaksanakan oleh lebih 40 pejabat Jabatan Alam Sekitar yang terdiri daripada ibu pejabat, pejabat negeri dan cawangan di seluruh negara. Peranan Jabatan Alam Sekitar diperkukuhkan melalui penubuhan dan tindakan Majlis Kualiti Alam Sekeliling yang berperanan sebagai badan penasihat kepada kerajaan berkaitan isu alam sekitar. Dengan semangat dan iltizam ini, warga Jabatan Alam Sekitar di setiap peringkat sentiasa mengamalkan nilai-nilai integriti dalam menjalankan tugas-tugas yang diamanahkan. Dengan kuasa yang diperuntukkan, Jabatan Alam Sekitar memainkan peranan penting dalam penguasaan kualiti alam sekitar, penguatkuasaan punca pencemaran dan perancangan pembangunan yang meliputi 3 bidang utama, iaitu kawalan pencemaran air, kawalan pencemaran udara dan pengurusan bahan buangan. EQMP bagi meningkatkan kecekapan fungsi jabatan dan seiring dengan perkembangan teknologi, Jabatan Alam Sekitar mengaplikasikan penggunaan program pengawasan kualiti alam sekitar EQMP berfungsi menyalurkan data secara real time. GSR. Sejak tahun 2016, Jabatan Alam Sekitar memperkenalkan pendekatan baru dalam mentransformasikan penguatkuasaan melalui kaedah pematuhan kendiri terpimpin atau Guided Self-Regulation (GSR). Pihak industri dilatih dengan GSR supaya kompeten dalam pengurusan alam sekitar. Industri hijau. Selain itu, pihak industri dikehendaki melaksanakan amalan industri hijau melalui konsep pengeluaran bersih sebagai satu inisiatif pencegahan pencemaran berterusan bagi meningkatkan pematuhan. Kompetensi. Bagi meningkatkan pengetahuan dan kemahiran dalam pengurusan alam sekitar, Jabatan Alam Sekitar telah mewujudkan sebuah pusat kecemerlangan alam sekitar yang dikenali sebagai Institut Alam Sekitar Malaysia, IMAS, yang telah memperkenalkan kursus-kursus bertaraf kompetensi bagi memperagukan peserta industri sebagai orang yang berwibawa bagi memenuhi keperluan undang-undang. Sifat dalam usaha untuk menyebarkan maklumat dan membudayakan pemeliharaan alam sekitar, Jabatan Alam Sekitar menganjurkan program-program dan aktiviti kesedaran yang menjangkiti semua lapisan masyarakat, termasuklah dengan kerjasama rakan strategis. Sistem. Selari dengan perkembangan teknologi maklumat dan komunikasi transformasi digital ke arah pemerkasaan sistem penyampaian perkhidmatan turut diberi penekanan melalui pelaksanaan aplikasi atas talian. Hasil usaha Jabatan Alam Sekitar telah mendapat pelbagai pengiktirafan akreditasi, persijilan dan sistem pengurusan berkualiti dari Badan Pensijilan dalam memastikan terus cemerlang dalam memberi perkhidmatannya. Setiap daripada kita berperanan sebagai mata dan telinga dalam mencegah pencemaran alam sekitar dan rakyat diseru menjadi ahli rakan alam sekitar, memastikan kelestarian alam sekitar demi kesejahteraan rakyat dan kemajuan negara. Pemeliharaan alam sekitar, tanggungjawab bersama.
Okay, giving back access to Raven.
Thank you for Joey for helping the solving the technical problem. So the next one is the Department of Drainage and Irrigation. Their function is stated as below. The first one is implementation of development and management of flood and drought forecast system, management of hydrological data and information, and assessment and management of national water resources. The second is development of planning and management of river basin. The third is enhancing the planning and development of infrastructures as well as water management for crops and other agricultural needs. The fourth one is development of planning and management of flood mitigation programs. The fifth one is implementing of development and management of coastal zones to reduce coastal erosion and sedimentation problems at river mouths. And lastly, is managing and regulating the implementation of stormwater in town areas management programs. In the Department of Irrigation and Drainage, there are multiple divisions in it. The division related to water are river basin management, water resources management and hydrology division, as well as stormwater management. River basin management provide expertise services in river management in an integrated manner, including policy making and legislation besides ensuring river basin is managed perfectly for the purpose of conservation of water resources, quantity and quality. For water resources management and hydrology division, their objective is to collect and process hydrological data for the development and management of water resources for now and future, and to assess hydrological data for water resources to make sure that the information given is enough to implement the plans for development and management. And last objective is to provide hydrological services for floods and droughts at major river basins in Malaysia. Stormwater management aims in identifying long-term measures to reduce flood risk in terms of water quantity, and also to identify long-term measures to reduce the impact of pollution on rivers and streams in terms of water quality. The last two government agencies that manage water are the Public Works Department and Jabatan Bekalan Air. Public Works Department responsible for public works in water supplies, while Jabatan Bekalan Air responsible for the planning and development of water supply for domestic and industrial sector. That's all for my sharing about government sector. Now I will pass it to the next speaker, Ali.
Thank you, all everyone, for making me talk. Today we will talk about the private sector. Health, safety and environment management (HSE) issue have a significant implication for all business across all sectors and interests. It is essential to ensure that health, safety, and environment management stand up to crowd examination and meet regulatory standards and global best practice, including OSAS 18001 and ISO 14001 certification. The organization network of experienced auditor will audit and certify health, safety and environment management system and provide training that will enable staff to mention the latest practice in quality management and support health, safety, and environment initiatives. SGS have a global network of experts to provide clear, impartial risk assessments of process and organization, enabling staff to continuously mention and improve health, Safety and environment management, the organization over the multidisciplinary solutions, encompassing science and engineering alongside social and economic policy from professional facilities. Next, quality insurance and quality control department. Plays a crucial role in any organization is it is responsible for ensuring that the company's process and product meet the required standards and regulation. In the context of water pollution, the QA and QC department is responsible for ensuring that the company's operation don't result in the release of any pollutants into the water supply. This way, implementing and enforcing a strict environment policies, environment policies and procedures, conducting regular inspections and monitoring activities. Sorry. And conducting risk assessment to identify potential source of water pollution. The QA and QC department may also responsible for conducting regular testing of the water supply to ensure that it meets regulatory standards for quality and safety. That's all.
Oh,
And thank
wow,
you
what
for listening to
insightful
me.
sharing by. Okay, thank you as well for sharing, with such an insightful sharing from everyone. So I do hope everyone catch up from some all the info that we have shared today. Yep. So here comes the best part of the session, which is the Q&A session. So if you have any questions, to turn on your microphone, address yourself, introduce yourself a little bit, and we'll be happy to answer your question. So first come, first serve. Anyone would like to ask any question? Is there anyone who would like to ask any question regarding to today's talk?
Okay.
Excuse me, sorry. I would like to ask, actually, in this modern era, how do we detect water pollution?
Oh, sorry. Would you mind to repeat the question?
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
Yeah, sure. I'm asking that in this modern era, how do we actually detect the water pollution?
Okay.
So how do we detect water pollution? Okay, maybe Joanne can answer this question.
Okay, for my opinion, water pollution can be detected in laboratories where small samples of water are analyzed and for different contaminants. So living organisms such as fish also can be used for the detection of water pollution. So we can test their changes in their behaviors or growth, and they can show us that the water they live in is polluted or not. So beside that, the specific properties of these organisms can give information on the sort of pollution in their environment. So from that, laboratories can use the computer models to determine what dangers that can be in a certain water areas. So they can import the data they own in the water in the computer, and the computer will do their stuff and determine what is the water danger or not. So this is my answer. Hope can help you.
Yeah, indeed, this is very interesting. You know that more information.
All right, thank you for the questions. What about, do you have another question for someone else?
Okay. Here he.
Hello,
Is there any?
can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So my question, my name is Ken. So my question is, how are pollutants transported through water?
Okay, how are pollutants transported through water? So I would like to take these questions. So pollutants can exist in water in different forms of state. Okay, they can dissolve in, or they can be in suspension, which means that they can exist in form of droplets or particles. So pollutants can also be dissolved in those droplets or absorbed by particles. All states of pollutants can travel great distance throughout water in many different ways. So, for example, in lakes, oceans, pollutants can be transported through the currents, and they will flow everywhere. So, there are many currents in the ocean where the wind driven, and this enables the pollutants to travel from one continent to another continent. So, did I answer the question?
Yes. Yes, yes,
Yes, yes. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. So, okay, another one last question from the floor. Is there any other questions that anyone would like to ask?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, my name is Ishesh. Can I know how is the drinking water quality being measured?
Okay, Joey.
Okay,
Let
thank
me
you
answer this
for the
question. Okay.
question. Okay, sure. I'll let Joanne to answer these questions.
Okay. My thought is all countries have their own legal drinking water standards. So this prescribe which substance that can be in drinking water and what the maximum amounts of this substance are. So the standards are called maximum contaminant levels. So they are formula for any contaminant that might have adverse effects on human health or each company that prepares drinking water. So they have to follow up. If water will be purified to make it suitable to drink it, there will be tests for a number of danger pollutants to establish the presence concentrations. So after that, one can determine how much of the contaminants have to be removed, and if necessary, purification steps can be progressed. So hope my answer can give you a hint about your question.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, alright. So thank you everyone for your questions. Everyone here seems to be so enthusiastic to know more about the role of civil engineer in water pollution, right? So this is the end of the talk, but please don't leave us. We'll have like a one last photo session. As you can see, more people is coming in already. Yeah. So let's turn on your camera so that we can have a capture of everyone's faces. Come on, let's turn on your camera. Show your beautiful, pretty faces. Okay, I can see some of you have turned on your camera and some have not. Maybe Okay, I will take one from my side, and maybe my team could take another one from your side too, in case I can't see everyone's faces. Okay. Okay, so in the count of 3, so I'll be taking the picture. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. Now, okay, so another one, please. This time we have Waven to help me to capture the picture, please.
Hi guys. Please start, please. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you everyone. So before ending this talk, please help to fill the Google form right now in the chat box. The link will be in the chat box, and also you can scan the QR code. So thank you everyone for joining us. And this is our slogan: keep calm and stop pollution. Thank you everyone. See you in the future. Bye bye.
Okay, so sorry for the lagging just now. So do fill up the feedback form that we have sent in the chat box, and also we will send it in the WhatsApp also.
Sorry to interrupt. Just say already.
Oh, okay. So I was lagging. Yeah, thank you everyone for attending. See you in the future. So maybe you can have it and send in the Keep Calm Stop Pollution WhatsApp group as well. Our team can someone please send it in group. Okay, thank you everyone. Remember to fill out the form. Thank you, everyone. You may leave the call now. And do remember to fill out the feedback form.